The College Football Experience Army Black Knights 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the College Football Experience Army Black Knights 2025 season preview episode. And oh boy, top 10 favorite episode every year I do this. All right. Love Army football. And as you can see, youtube.com/the college experience. So does my co-host. As you can see him decked out in Black Knight gear. There we go. Yes, we are breaking down all 136 teams. We've already done Navy. We've already done Air Force. Dare I say, we saved the best for last.
Woo! Damn right, baby. Let's go. Beat Navy.
Let's go right there. Look, if you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swigget, Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh, just the third double-digit win season in the last 7 years. Fifth 9-win season or better in the last 7 years. Been bowl eligible every single year but one. Oh, my boy Jeff Monken has got it going. He's got it going so much that Tennessee, the University of Tennessee, paid them over $1 million not to play. I thought it means more. What happened?
The SEC don't want that triple option, baby.
Yeah, what happened? They don't want to play Army. I thought they loved America, right? Just looking back at it, I just want to go through this stretch starting in 2017. Oh, they beat Duke that year. Wow, where'd they play that game? Well, that was at Mikey Stadium, actually. Shout out to Duke playing at Mikey Stadium. They weren't afraid. They were not afraid. Then they actually, Tennessee wasn't even coming to Mikey. They were inviting Tennessee down. And man, look at that. They push Oklahoma, number 5 in the nation, Oklahoma, to overtime. Losing overtime. Yeah, losing overtime 28-21 with Kyler Murray there. How about what they did to the Houston Cougars? 70-14 in Fort Worth, Texas. I mean, embarrassing stuff.
The big house.
Oh yeah, well we're getting there, brother. Then in 19, let's see. Oh, lost in overtime at Michigan, 24 double overtime, 24-21, and had a chance to win it. They should have won outright. They missed a field goal. The irony here, Mac, is this was the only losing season they had in the last 7 years. Imagine if they had played them during a winning season, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff there. Then you look, even the COVID year, which I'm sure practice-wise they had to deal with some bullshit. They have another great season there, going 9-3. Then in 21, another 9-win season. And I know I got to introduce you, but I just feel like we should just dive into this thing. Oh, who did they beat this year? Let's see. Missouri, the SEC. Now I understand why they didn't schedule them. All right. They beat Missouri and they lost at Madison, Wisconsin, 20-14, 6-point loss in Madison. Oh man, they were right there. Then at 22, what do we got in 22? They did get destroyed by Wake Forest, surprisingly. That's what's the Clawson effect. But yeah, I mean, this team has came to play a lot in the Monken era, and I just find it hilarious that we're less than 3 months away. Yeah, 3 months ago, in the past 3 months, I believe it was May, the SEC passed out booklets about how tough their schedule is.
Can't play Army though,
and you can't play the Army fucking Black Knights. Is that should be on page number 1? Yeah. Tennessee paying $1.5 million to not play the Army Black Knights. Unbelievable. I am joined by my co-host, who, if you can't tell, is a Army fan through and through. I believe his pops was in the service. Give it up for the host of the College Basketball Experience, which, by the way, subscribe. But yes, give it up for former Stafford Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, aka Monetline Mac. What's up, bro?
What's up? Yes, outside of West Virginia, my second favorite team here. I'll keep it simple. Go Army, beat Navy. Cheers, everybody. Go America.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
I mean, how hilarious is this, man? I mean, I just think the guy, I'm so glad in a way he stayed, because I do know he interviewed at your school, buddy.
I know. I was torn because I wanted Rich Rod, but then I'm like, dude, if we go Monken, I love Monken too. So, but I'm glad I got Rich Rod at Dundee and I got Monken at Army. I hope Monken retires at Army.
I do too. And look, this is a Paul Johnson guy through and through. He was with Paul Johnson from 97 until 2009, and then he became the head coach at Georgia Southern. And by the way, when he was at Georgia Southern, just 38-16 in 3 years, no problem. Never had. I mean, look at this right here: 10-5 at Georgia Southern, 11-3, 10-4, and then 7-4, and then he heads off to Army. I mean, come on, this guy, winner through and through. He was with Paul Johnson and Ken Niumatalolo at Hawaii in the late 80s, and he played football at Millikan University alongside Jeff Query. The Packers know what's up on that one. But anyway, where you at with Coach? I know you said you wanted him to stay, but you kind of wanted him to come to West Virginia. You kind of wanted him to stay, but let's start this slideshow, because as you can see here, now, oh shit, did I miss that slide? I think I did. I was in a little bit of I've been a little crazy spot today with the air condition going out and everything today. So,
all good. While you're looking for the slide, I'll take it away. Yeah. So I don't think people realize when Monken got there in 2014, Army was not in a good state of mind. I mean, Army had been dominated in the Navy series. The Army lost, I think, 11 or 12 in a row in the series. I know they've kind of had Navy's way recently over the last 5-6 years with Monken once he got his guys in. But yeah, I mean, Army was bad. Army, for whatever reason, went away from the triple option around 2010 or the late mid 2000s. And they sucked, but then Monken comes back, brings back the triple, Paul Johnson guy, on, and he's been awesome. If you're an Army fan, they should honestly build a statue of Jeff Monken. What he's done to Army, bringing it back and beating Navy, not every year, but more than he's lost to them.
Yeah, 120-73, 6-6 in 2022, 6-6 in 2022. But then obviously the breakthrough season last year. And man, here's what's great too: is if you go through those ass whooping, he has no ass whoopings, like 6-6, but they lose to like good teams by like 3. If you're an Army fan, you're in every game for the most part. Short, maybe the Notre Dame game, because Notre Dame, and that's another thing, man, is like Army and Navy and Air Force were fucking up Notre Dame. Notre Dame had to get really physical in the line of scrimmage over the past few years. Before that, ask Notre Dame fans about Navy at that one stretch.
Navy beat them like 3 out of 5, and to your point, with Monken, he went 6-18 his first 2 years. So like with his record, it's kind of not really indicative of how great he's been, because Army was so bad when he got there. And it took 2 years because they can't just go in the portal and NIL and buy guys. He had to build it the right way.
Yeah, exactly. They don't use the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the offense, Cody Worley is back. Anyone know if that's relation to Tim Worley? And no, that's not right. I'm thinking of Ron Wolfley. Okay.
Is this your favorite stat breakdown right here?
No, this is fantastic. This is all you really need. Honestly, it is mind numbing to me. Like, I was reading recently about ULM. They haven't been bowling, and there's a chance there's speculation that they could go down to the FCS, which I hope not, because I know they're underfunded. But there's a clear answer that they've been ignoring for 20 or 30 fucking years.
Triple option.
You want to go bowling every year? There is a fucking blueprint for that. That's what drives me crazy about this. And I like Bryant Vincent, but I'm saying, like, if you're losing money because you never make bowl games and there's no fan interest because you're not winning, there is a blueprint just sitting there that teams use. And all of these programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Georgia Tech, I think Rice will be added to this one. Nebraska, back when they did it. When's the last time someone did this and it was a failure? I would love to know. This is why I get angry. All right. Because I read shit like this and I'm like, ULM pays their athletic director. Now he just resigned, but I'm saying their previous athletic director, Those guys are probably making six figures if I had to guess, right?
More than that.
Yeah, maybe even more. And they can't deduce that, hey man, gosh, we win 3 games every year. How could we do something different to not win 3 games? The more I think about it sometimes, the more I'm just lazy. Like, everyone's a moron, right?
Lazy. It's lazy.
Yeah.
And the triple option is not sexy. I get it, but
do you want to be in every game? Do you want to go to Michigan and be in overtime and your fan base be like, holy shit? You know, they missed a field goal to win that game. They were in control in regulation, by the way. And it was like a chip shot field goal, right? So they missed it. Okay. But also they're doing this with 0 stars. At ULM, you can actually get 3 stars. You know what I mean? Like, at Georgia Tech, Paul Johnson won 2 Orange Bowls went to 2 Orange Bowls. They haven't been sniffing an Orange Bowl since. So I'm just glad Rice is doing it, because I think more teams, once Rice starts, I don't know that it'll work this year for Rice, but the next year they're going to go to a bowl season. They're going to go to a bowl game every year. And then Rice fans will say, hey, you know what? This is kind of cool. We're in it with all these teams. We might not be beating, Texas A&M, but if we play them, we can be in the game in the fourth quarter. And maybe, because like we talked about with Notre Dame, Army, Navy, Air Force, those teams, I don't know about Army, but I know Navy and Air Force have multiple wins against Notre Dame in the past 25 years. I mean, you're talking Notre Dame. You know what I mean? Like that's incredible right there. So anyway, these offensive numbers, 41st in scoring offense, 133rd. That's not dead last, by the way, in passing. First in rush offense, 73rd in total offense. And Cody Worley was the OC a year ago. I know they lost Matt Drinkle to Central Michigan, who was part of their staff. Yeah. Another one here is, why does Drinkle not bring that to Central Michigan?
I don't get that. That is so.
It has to be the administration saying, don't do that.
You know what's crazy? I see Rob Donaldson in the chat right now. Can you imagine if Iowa ran the triple option with that defense? They would go 10-2 or 11-1 every year. I guarantee it.
100%. Like, I don't understand.
Come on, Terrence. Hire one of Monken's guys and bring it to Iowa City, and I guarantee Iowa will be in the playoff every year.
Dude, and another thing is, they would, how many Iowa games, Rob, have you watched? I know you're an Iowa fan, where your lawn chair of a quarterback throws a pick six. Well, you're not going to probably do that in the triple option because you throw 3 times a game. Your chances of that happening go greatly down.
They'd
right?
win every game 17-7.
Dude, and their special teams is awesome too. Iowa, they're probably the best special teams in the country, I feel like, year by year. The offense, it does lose Bryson Daly. It does lose Kanye Udo, who's now he transferred to Arizona State. There's actually a transfer button out of it, these service academies these days. Noah Short is back at the running back spot. I think he can have a big year. The quarterback is Dewayne Coleman, I think his name is.
Yep.
And they also have Hayden Reed, who did get some burn at the running back spot a season ago. Liam Fortner back at the wide receiver spot, just 2 of 5 back on the O-line, and Ganarelli and Small breaking in a brand new kicker too, but the punter's back in James Wagonseller. They do have a guy named Will Jeffcoat on the offensive line. I'm really hoping that he's related to Jim, but hopefully. There's no way the offense could be better than 73rd without Bryson Daly and Udo.
Yeah,
Tyrell Robinson's gone too. Tyrell Robinson's gone.
I mean, this was the number 1 rushing attack. When you have 800 rushing attempts and you're averaging over 5.5 yards a carry, that's pretty damn good. I mean, this was a dominant offense last year. The AAC was not ready for the triple option with Army,
which is hilarious because Navy's been killing it in there for a while.
Army just came in and destroyed these teams. They weren't even close to losing the game. Daly rushed for 1,700 yards. Udo rushed for 1,100 yards. I mean, this offense just killed teams.
Here's the irony.
How's Trent Dilfer doing with this option?
Yeah, well, the irony is this. Mike Leach designed the air raid after the triple option.
Yep.
And I feel like all of these teams, the air raid is a system where you can kind of do more with less talent. Mm-hmm. But the problem is everybody's doing the air raid, which then I think the true kryptonite to the air raid is the triple option.
Yeah.
I mean, and I could back that up we could do an hour-long deep dive on that because the air raid has had many issues with the triple option over the past 20 years. If you go do a deep dive on that, lots of issues with the triple option. You would think in a day and age, and I've heard Kirby Smart talk about this, that he thinks running's coming back, but I'm not just talking about running. I'm talking about the option. I have no idea why Nebraska ever went away from it. Nebraska's teams, I thought, were the most dominant football teams in college football. And I say this as a Colorado fan. The 90s Nebraska teams, I thought, man, the Tommy Frazier, I think it's the best college football team I've ever seen. Like, they were just so fucking dominant.
Shit, Georgia should run it with Gunner.
I mean, really, I don't understand why.
Like Pavia at Vanderbilt. I mean, Vanderbilt in a way is basically doing the triple option.
They're doing it out of the gun, which is cool. I love that innovation there, but I still think there's room for the traditional. I don't think Georgia wants to do it because Georgia recruits great receivers over not necessarily in the past year or two, but historically they've had great receivers. So you're going to say, well, if we do this, then are we going to have a shot at passing quarterbacks? It looks good when you have Fran Tarkenton and, all these other fucking people that went to Georgia, in the NFL. But I still say, like, what's the goal? Especially in this day and age, man, where NIL is a thing, right? This is what I am wondering. And I'm curious if the chat, everyone talks about, I can't turn it on a podcast that covers college football other than mine that, we'll talk about that. They're all talking about this separation between these poor schools aren't going to have enough. It bothers me actually when I listen to these other ones, and because I still think it's 11 on 11. Like what is that certain amount of money that can build you a winner? Because Army, Navy, and Air Force do not even get fucking 3 stars, and they win a lot.
Yeah, they have to get guys that want to enlist in the United States military. I mean, they're so handcuffed. I'm with you. The triple option is a great equalizer, and I wish more high majors would do it like Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech went to an Orange Bowl and won an Orange Bowl.
Yeah, dude. Well, here's my thing though: is like, okay, let's play this out like they're actually right. These people that say, there's a big gap now. The group of 5's never going to have any success. If that's true, okay. I'm willing to say, okay, maybe you're right. Mensa leaves Tulane for Duke, right? But if that's the case, then all these, poor programs should all be running the triple because they're still going to have to play the Power 5. Yeah. Kent State, what are you doing, right? Akron, what are you doing, right?
UMass.
UMass. I mean, we can go like there's so many of these where you could say, well, man, they're lacking resources. Well, there's a clear blueprint. Even like Wake Forest, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Do it. You have an enrollment of like how many people? They have like 7 people at their university.
Northwest.
Right? Yeah, all those teams should be doing that. I don't know why we're not, but Army and Air Force and Navy and now Rice will continue to show the blueprint. And if you go to the FCS ranks or the D2 ranks, you will see it still. We saw Davidson, who doesn't even take scholarships, right? You're just there, right? Davidson's been to the FCS playoffs multiple times in the past, decade, right? Harding University kicking ass there in Arkansas in the D2 ranks, right? So it's like you see it everywhere. There's a clear blueprint to this. Anyway, the offense I don't think will be as good as 73rd because losing Bryson Daly and Tyrell Robinson and Uda is a little too much to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. They'll take a step back, but they'll be playing good football in November because Monken will get those guys reps by that time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm with you, Rob. I love variance. That's what always attracted me to college football was it just sucks that it's become such a very little teams are doing it. When I was growing up watching it, it was like there was a good chunk of teams doing it. And then I loved the air raid when it came out. I was like, and the run and shoot with June Jones. I was like fascinated by watching. They're going to throw it all game. This could work. Right. And then that period in the 90s and the 2000s where you had, I felt like from like when I got into college football, like 1988, 89, all the way until, like 2003 or 4, like you would have just a lot of different variances of offense. Now you still have it. Trust me. It's not like the NFL. You still have these service academies. And like you said, Rice and a bunch of other schools in lower levels doing it. But, yeah, I think I just Nebraska fans, there's a clear blueprint to go back to being very good.
No doubt.
Honestly, let me ask you that. They should hire Jeff Monken. If that, I'm surprised they never hired Paul Johnson.
To the Big Ten, they should hire Jeff Monken.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guarantee you this, they'll say something like, we don't want to run.
It's like, do you want to win? It's like, I mean, do you want to be sexy or do you want to win? I'd rather win.
I don't understand it, man. Like I heard Stuart Mandel talking about it. It's a boring. No, it's not. Do you want to boring is losing 56-7 every week when you're ULM.
Yeah. What are you talking about? It's boring. That's just a dumb statement. I don't find it boring at all. I love watching the strategy behind the triple option.
100%.
Pull.
When they go play action. Yeah, oh my God. When they go play action, you can scheme up guys so fucking wide open.
Yeah, I get it's not sexy, but it's like, it's football.
It's sexy if you have like, when you see Tyrell Robinson, who was a beast, pre-injury at Army, when he can move the way he can move, or like Tommy Frazier back in the day at Nebraska, I don't give a shit who you are. Like anyone that watches football, you're like, holy shit, that guy's nasty. Okay, you're getting one of your most skilled players. You're one of your most skilled athletes the ball a lot. That's what we want to see in football.
Yep. If
you're a fan of that team, I think too. So, all right. Now the defensive side of the ball. Nate Woody, former App State guy, 4th in scoring defense, 25th. Well, that's another thing, Mac. If you don't have the resources,
they're never on the field.
They bleed the clock. So your defense, if you man, we can't at ULM, we can't go too deep. Yeah. Well, guess what? If you run the option, your starters, you're never going to go too deep. First off, your starters are going to only play like 40 snaps. You know what I mean? Like,
can you imagine Iowa's defense if they had this triple option?
Oh my God.
Maybe 1-1-1-1-1.
100%. Scoring defense 4th in the nation at Army last year. Pass defense 25th. Rush defense 16th. Total defense 8th. Getting it done. They do return. Defensive end Jack Latour, nose tackle Cody Harris Miller, two linebackers in Caleb Fortner and Andor Thomas. Safety Casey Larkin as well. That's a decent chunk returning. I can buy in a little bit to this defense. Where are you at with them being? That's a tall order though, because I don't know if the offense is going to be able to stay on the field as long.
Yeah, I mean those numbers are indicative of how great the offense was last year. But the defense is going to be fine. The defense, I'm not worried about the defense. They'll be solid, and they're disciplined. And I'm looking forward to the stadium here in a minute.
Oh my God, man!
It might be the best stadium in all of college football.
I think you can. It actually won the some award for best stadium in college football over the past 5 years. Let's get to that, but 1 second. Want to let you folks know that the college football experience Army Black Night Style is brought to you by, we are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and we are brought to you by SGPN. Sports Gambling Podcast is doing another pack break with DAPS Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. Get your team now. Look, these teams will sell out. Trust me. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break and use the promo code SGPN for 10% off. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, as Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football, folks. Also, Underdog's a great place to play pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. So what are you doing? Sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits there. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including all those summer sports, CFL, MLB, WNBA, golf, tennis, racing, and of course, college football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well, even outside of the States. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. And when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Once again, that's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back talking Black Knight football. I stated the program. There is no portal, so this was actually a rather easy episode to build the slides for, and I still fucked it up. But
he's at the stadium.
The stadium, dude. And look, shout out to Randy Cross. I used him on the intro. Randy Cross, for you young bucks out there, Randy Cross played offensive line at UCLA for Dick Vermeil, and then went to the NFL for the San Francisco 49ers and was with Bill Walsh, won a bunch of Super Bowls with the Niners. And it's funny, a couple of years ago we had him on. We kind of do like a yearly show with Randy. I don't know that we did it this year. We still might. But he's a great guy. And, I just like to pick his brain about stuff. He's a big fan of the option attack. He thinks more teams should do it. But I was curious, saying, he's covered college football and NFL really since he retired in like 89 or 90, whatever year that was. He's been a broadcaster at these things. And I was like, what's your favorite stadium at any of these? And at the time, now maybe I just hot potatoed him it. I'd be curious if he would give that same answer. But we hot potatoed him it. We didn't tell him the question prior. But he said, man, at the time, I think he had just done the previous season had done an Army game. He was like, dude, have you been to West Point?
Mikey.
He was like, Mikey Stadium is like the most beautiful shit I've ever seen in my life.
Right on
the Hudson water, the banks of the Hudson. And man, it is 101 years young. And like you said, building a statue of Jeff Monken, well, he's going to have to get in line because some great coaches. Bobby Rawls has coached there. Bill Parcells has coached there. Vince motherfucking Lombardi has coached there. This thing is a gem. Look at this stadium, man. I mean, this is like, to me, I don't know, like it's a top 10 college football stadium to me. Like, and I know what you're seeing right now, like by that red tent, they actually took down this and they're building it up some, right? But this stadium is just a fucking gem of a stadium. It's right on the Hudson River. I just, job well done. Job well done. I'm assuming you're giving this 10. You said you've been there a bunch of times. Look at that shit. What did I always say?
Yeah, a bunch. Shit, I've been there 5 or 6 times. So yeah, my old man went to West Point. My grandfather went to West Point. My brother was in the Army. So yeah, that's what my Army connection. Yeah, I worked camp there for Zach Spiker, who's now the coach at Drexel on the basketball side. So I haven't been to West Point in over a decade, but I went to an Air Force game, Army Air Force, when I was 10 years old, and I'm telling you, like I need to go back now that I'm older, and it's just like take in, and everybody needs to just go to West Point and just. It's gorgeous. It's in the mountains, like you said, on the Hudson River. It's a gem. That's all I can say. 10 out of 10.
If you look closely at this photo, first off, what do I always say? It's a castle, right?
It's fucking
and you're
gorgeous.
protecting your castle. That's what the core element of football, I think, is or was. You look at this photo, and if you look really closely, pull out your magnifying glass, Rob, you can see redcoats being drowned in that fucking water, right?
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, I can see it. If you look really close, if you look really fucking close, I can still see these redcoat bastards getting fucked up in that water.
The best is when the COVID year, when they're like, oh, we're not going to play it on neutral. We're going to play it at West Point. And Navy had to go up to West Point, and Army fucked them up.
That was the first time in like 100 years since like the 1800s too. So like, man, this thing. Time.
Trump flipped the coin, and the cadets were going crazy during COVID. That was great. That was fantastic.
Yeah, man. I mean, this thing is fire. Look at this shit. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It's not even real life.
Who the hell? Why? How could someone experience this and then say, "Let me go. I'm gonna go check out a game at MetLife."
Yeah, go to the Jets versus Panthers game and shoot yourself.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. I mean, this thing is. Look at this stadium, man. This is just everything that is football, man. You got these dudes too. They'll punch you in your fucking face. You act up, they will punch you in your fucking face. All right. This guy, I guarantee you, his ancestry took down a redcoat. 100%. 100%.
Look at Monken. Monken's such a perfect fit there, man.
He is. And dude, they do the fight song after a win. It's fucking it's awesome. It's awesome if you can catch that at the home stadium there, man. But yeah, that stadium's fantastic. There's some other shots I just got. This shot. Oh my God. Look, I can still see, you can see the British ships deep over there trying to, they're retreating still. They're still retreating. This, are you kidding me?
Dude.
Are you kidding me, man? This thing is, yeah.
Like Annapolis is in, and I know the Army fans are like, don't compliment Navy. But Annapolis is beautiful. Navy is a beautiful stadium. It doesn't touch this. This is the best stadium by far among the service academies. Yeah. I mean, I love all three, but this one is the best. Yeah. This one's the best.
Well, this one is like, I mean, there's no way it's not top 10. Like, I can't take a list seriously if you don't have this thing. Because you meet like your token bozo out in the world at the grocery store or something, or wherever at the bar. Yeah. Michigan seats 110,000, Tennessee 100. And I'm like, that doesn't fucking make it great. I mean, don't get me wrong. The stadiums, they do a good job, especially Tennessee, but
it's not like this.
Yeah, I'm like, it doesn't that doesn't make the stadium great. There's plenty of big stadiums that aren't as good as this. This is perfect. This experience to me is like it's just a perfect college football experience. It should never go away. We should protect this at all cost. So look at that shot. I can't get over that shot, man. We should come in. If anyone's got a boat in that area, I would love to take a boat to the game.
In the Hudson?
Oh yeah.
I want to put this on our bucket list. Like within the next 2 years, we need to go to a game up here. We 100%. Need a week 0 game here.
100%, dude. They keep trying to push. I'm gonna lose my mind one day, dude. Every day, I draw. These people like Joel Klatt keep pushing for Army Navy to be week 0. If they move this game to week 0,
God, what?
I will. I'm telling you, man. Like. I can't guarantee my there's a chance people might get kidnapped. All right. Like, I'm just saying there's a shot of me getting a U-Haul and a ski mask and rallying up some friends, because week 0 Army Navy is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. It is honestly, there's no buildup. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I don't even have words. It's like, if you eat, Army and Navy fans can agree on that. Like, no, fuck no. Do not put that shit week 0. They deserve their own game at the end of the year after the conference championships, the day of the Heisman, before the bowl games. That's the Army-Navy game. Sometimes it snows, sometimes it doesn't. It might sleet, it might be windy. I don't know what's going to happen. But it's the Army-Navy Saturday, mid-December. Don't fuck that up.
I love this shit, man. If you look closely into this, I'm trying to read it from here. Maybe I should pull up the photo.
I want to serve for a secret and dangerous mission. I want a West Point football player.
That's the words, I believe, of like a general in the Army in World War II. So how awesome is that? He's like, yeah, we need somebody fit, not some fat pile of shit coming in from Albuquerque. Right? We gotta go get an Army football player, right? Because he'll follow orders and he'll get the damn job done. All right. Fantastic stuff, man. Look at this. I can just stare at this all day, man. Yeah. I'm gonna open up an art gallery of just stadiums, college football stadiums. Right?
Will be at West Point.
Right? Come on. I want to put it right next to like all the classic art galleries, right? Where like they'll do like wine tastings, and we'll just do like shots of Fireball and look at stadiums.
That's a good stadium.
Have a bunch of couches in the middle. You just stare at some stadiums and have some Fireball. I think I have a genius idea going. We can do one of those pop-up art shows, right? Just find a like an empty space and just put up a bunch of photos of stadiums. Doesn't even matter if you took them or not. Just find some photos of stadiums, get some couches,
fantastic.
Right? I like my idea. I'll even put in some glass cases, like some old footballs or some of the vending machine little plastic helmets. So yeah, I'm on to something here. Man, stadium's let's just keep looking at the stadium for the rest of the show. Mikey Stadium. What are you doing, folks? Get out to Mikey Stadium. Look at it back in the day, dude. Fantastic. I mean, yeah. Look at that shot, dude.
Oh man,
unbelievable. Look at it at night. Come on, man. Give me a playoff. Please let them host a playoff game. That's why we need to go to 24.
Tulane's ass?
We cashed in on that. I couldn't believe how many people. I was on a show where they had like 4 or 5 different people as a guest, and like they were arguing with me on Tulane Army, and I was like, dude, you're from New Orleans. You're going up there. It's gonna be snow. You're gonna get destroyed.
You're gonna play man's ball up there. You think those cadets are gonna be cold when it's 20 degrees? No, they're gonna be like, oh, let's whip up on these New Orleans boys.
Football and Fireball with Pick Dundee. It's Art Deco.
Yeah.
What is he saying? Something about Mary? Is it Art Deco? Yeah, it is. Look at this, man. So look, if you see in this photo though, but they took down the right side of the stand. So last year they played without the right side of the stands because they're building up a new stands on that side. See, that's what you take care of your sacred ground. Look at Billy P. Bill Parcells. A lot of people don't know this, but he also coached the Army basketball team, and his other assistant under Bob Knight was Coach K. Unbelievable.
Hilarious.
Unbelievable, man. Look at Billy P. And then look at Vince Lombardi. He ain't putting up with your bullshit. Didn't he win a natty there? I think he won a natty when he was at Army. Yeah. Look at these fans too. You think this is what I'm talking about, man. You get these pussies these days. We need a dome, right? It's not like look at these motherfuckers. They're like, this is great. This is fucking great. Give us our jackets. Let's go.
They're just glad they don't have to go to training. They're like, oh yeah, we get drunk in the stands right here in the snow.
100%, man. Look at it back in the day. Yeah. Oh man, get out to a game. What are you doing, folks? Get out to a game.
Oh.
Yeah. Navy used to have it, on the water too, man. We talked about that in the Navy preview, but state of the program, as long as they have Jeff Monken or a Jeff Monken guy, I think it's going to be 8 of 10 personally. How about you?
I'll go 9. I mean, if they can get to a playoff, 10, but I
that's
mean,
why we need 24. We need 24 because they have a decent shot. Some of these years they've finished, like them and Navy and Air Force have finished in the top 25.
Last year with 24.
That's what I'm saying. This is why they don't understand these. These idiots don't understand like how good would it be?
Ole Miss, they would have fucked Ole Miss up.
Oh, especially if it was at Mikey. But how great would it be? That's the thing that they don't understand. Well, you don't deserve. Okay, does Southeast Missouri State deserve to make the NCAA tournament? They won their conference, but are they a real threat to win the national championship? No. It's not about the national championship. It's about having these lifetime memories. Can you imagine if Army you would change people's lives? They would if Army had a playoff game. First off, can you imagine the setting at Mikey Stadium? And then if they beat a Power 5 school, it would live on. You already see App State, Michigan is one of the most, and Boise State, Oklahoma are some of the most memorable games in the history of the sport. So you get a greater chance of that. Doesn't mean that Boise State's going to run the table and win the national championship, but you showcase that, and they have that memory their entire life, and they have such fond memories of football and working together with the brotherhood and achieving a goal. That is what we're missing here. Everyone's I can't win the national. Well, first you don't know. Why not just play it on the field? More football is good. And there are examples of, throughout history, whether it's NFL, at every single sport. I remember the 8 seed Knicks made the national champ or made the NBA finals. Yeah. The Giants as a wild card team barely got into the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. Jimmy Valvano's NC State in basketball. So why would you deprive yourself of this? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
And the year that they lost to Oklahoma, that was a playoff team among 4. They lost to Kyler Murray in overtime. That was an Oklahoma playoff team.
I told you those air raids aren't built for we have a strong track record.
Can they win back-to-back games? Probably not, but
you never know.
Exactly. Yeah. Ohio State was an 8 seed last year.
Dude, remember when Navy went to Ohio State and went for 2 in the win?
Oh, it was great.
That's what I'm saying. Navy did this, I think, under Paul Johnson. They went to Ohio State, and they went for 2 in the win and didn't get it and lost. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It ain't that big of a fucking gap. And as much as they want to sell this thing of all the split between the Power 5 and Group of 5 is going to be so massive, no one's going to be able to. It's still 11 on 11.
Yeah.
And there's a system out there that is proven to work. Anyway.
Yep.
Let's talk about this Army schedule. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the Army Black Knight season preview is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Yes, the world's greatest sports book. Circa Las Vegas is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. Circa Million, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo. With over $21 million in guaranteed prizes, you can't call yourself a true DJ if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. So come on out and hang with the Sports Gambling Podcast crew at Circa Contest Weekend, August 21st to August 23rd. For an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. Open bars, live shows. Myself, Moneyline Mac, the College Football Experience will be live from Circa doing shows. We are covering Week 0, Farmageddon, all those games. All those fucking games. Tarleton State is heading to Portland State. Why do I mention that? Because Army opens up with Tarleton State just 5 days later, right? So if you're an Army fan, if you're, whatever, come on out. We're also going to get you 15% off your hotel stay there with the promo code SGP15. The contests are open for everyone. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use the promo code SGP to get $50 off those proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's power trends are now called smart signals. So Rhythm continues to crush it with smart signals. Essentially the best of the best with their house model has to offer. Look, smart signals are updated daily, exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data back bets, baby. The MLB smart signals are on fire. Mike Trout, Giancarlo Stanton are a combined 14-0. Smart signals recommending their unders. WNBA smart signals 97 and 65 in July with a 15.64% ROI. These are so good that Scott and Adam literally rebooted off one of their bookie accounts for winning too much. Unbelievable there. Download the Rhythm app. Check out smart signals to start betting smarter. You know damn well we will be. Get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. Ryan Hasty. It was awesome when Navy went for 2. Yeah, dude. You know it's happened a few times. I believe Air Force back when Tennessee was really good under Phil Fulmer. Tennessee did that shit. Air Force went into Tennessee, and they went for 2 in the win. I think that was pre-Calhoun. That was Fisher to Barry.
You should always go for 2 if you're in a game. I mean,
yeah. And then I think Air Force did it at Oklahoma too. So yeah,
it's funny. Army almost won at Michigan. Navy almost won at Ohio State, and everybody crowned both those programs. It's 2 less.
And Oklahoma is like a top 10 winning program, and you have. I would be willing to say like these are probably the last 2 times they've come in there. Army and Air Force have pushed Oklahoma to the brink, and that was with Bob Stoops and Lincoln Riley, 2 of the quote unquote better coaches in college football. So, it's mind numbing that more programs don't do it. Week 1, let's get to the schedule because this is a game, dude. Now we're going to test out that air raid theory. Tarleton State is a school that wants to go FBS, and they have some serious money behind their program in recent years. They play week 0 at Portland State. We will be watching this in Vegas. The Tarleton State Portland State game. Army is replacing a lot on offense. The rhythm is a real thing. I am kind of fascinated by this game. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say the triple option is going to take down the air raid, but it's intriguing to me. It is intriguing. Tarleton State is like I would say like a consistent top 25 FCS team. So it should be a game if Army's offense sputters, but I think Army's going to be able to run the ball, and Tarleton State getting a month to prep for the triple option is intriguing as well. Want to know though, what are you doing here?
Well, Tarleton plays week 0 though.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean?
Yeah. So I that's where I think them getting Tarleton off of week 0, I think it's advantage Army. They get some game tape. Then they got to come back and prepare for the triple option. I think Army rolls here. Just run the ball down their throat. So want to know. Yeah. Patty C. Those Texas teams don't like playing the triple option.
Dude. And we can add Oklahoma to that because they want to be Texas. Right. And I'm telling you, man, there's a strong track record of, we talked about Army scoring 70 points on Houston. And Houston was like an 8-win team.
And Navy beat Oklahoma in the bowl game last year.
Not only that, dude, that's another one, right? That's another one. 0 stars. We're like, well, Oklahoma had their backups. They're still 4 and 5 stars. What are we talking about? Yeah.
You should be able to beat Navy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, another thing is Navy just bodied SMU a couple years ago.
Yeah.
They scored like 74 points or something against SMU. Week 2, oh boy. Shout out to Kansas State for not giving them $1 million and actually playing them.
They better be careful.
They better be very careful. But
North Dakota State,
they might have that that Ireland hangover that so many of us like Pick Dundee have had over the years. But I just appreciate them actually playing Army because now no one wants to play them. You know. I'll take Kansas State, but you're lucky it's not last year's Army because last year's Army would have won and won this game. I still think this could be a game. Avery Johnson is gonna have to be really, really, disciplined here. Yeah. You are not gonna get 1 million possessions, so you better be efficient and you better make the right read because sometimes I like Avery Johnson. I'm not trying to shit on the guy. But he sometimes does a little and one shit. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, let me roll around. Let me pull a Fran Tarkenton and go 20 yards back and then try to throw across my body. You know, that's what kind of cost him last year in a couple instances was I felt like they would have been in the Big 12 championship if it wasn't for that. But that's growing pains. He's a young kid. I'm just saying in a game where you only have a few possessions, like do your homework on like how many possessions you get when you play Army. It's like it cuts it in half to like a normal game.
It's 8.
Yeah. It cuts it in half from like a normal game. So like you need to be fucking smart with the ball. But give me K-State.
I'll go K-State. I'm with you 1-1, but I'll be taking the points.
Yeah, me too. I think. Got a bye week here. Look at the old logo. That's fire. They need to figure out. got to put that on something. All right. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like Army's uniforms are great. Just never, I like, as much as I love the logo, I don't think it should ever go on the helmet. It's got to go on the jersey or something. You come out of the bye week and another air raid team, Eric Morris Agency in North Texas, who I am high on this year, surprisingly, but
yeah, they're going to get fucked up.
Oh yeah. Then I will say they are lucky. It's what, September 20th. If this was 1 month later, it'd be a little frigid up there on the Hudson. But I'm still taking Army here, man. This will test Army's offense because, like, this is, North Texas went out and basically brought in Sam Houston State's defense. They hired the DC, had like 10 transfers from Sam Houston State on the defensive side of the ball. I do like that defense a lot, but also, what does the Conference USA not have? A triple option team.
Yeah. Well, you know who was like the closest form was Jack State, and they ran through the league.
The speed option, though. Option. It's much different. But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the closest form in terms of just running the ball down your throat. North Texas will get hit with a couple fullback dives here and get hit in the mouth. 2-1.
I do think this is a good game. I think North Texas is going to probably be a bowl team this year. As long as Eric Morris can move the ball. They got Reese Poffenberger. Yeah. I'm with you though. 2-1.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, whoa, what?
That's not the game.
Huh. This is what happens, man. I got the air conditioned guy here. Let me find this game.
We're going to this game.
I know. I have it here. Good God, man. I get mad at myself, man. Here we go.
Hilarious.
Here we go.
Thursday night,
Army at East Carolina. Now, I will say this. East Carolina is one of these schools that has gotten, I would say, ever since Skip Holtz left, right? Ever since Skip Holtz left, East Carolina has been, they've won some big games against Virginia Tech, against, Boise State, but NC State, North Carolina, I'm forgetting some, but anytime they've played triple option teams, really, ever since they went to Lincoln Riley, they've never been able to recover, man. I think we got Navy in Annapolis 2 years ago. So I am terrified of this game.
Especially on short rest.
I am terrified of this game, but luckily it's a Thursday night, because I actually think if this was like a noon kick on a Saturday, I think it would be very challenging. ECU 27, Army 24, double overtime.
Are you concerned on the short prep for the triple option?
Well, a little bit, but I'd rather have it where the place is bonkers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you have the place absolutely bonkers, then, I think it's a better chance to win. Like I said, if it was Saturday at noon, it'd be a little sleepy, even though we could use that extra day of practice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's a good question, though. I'm curious what coach would want. But I'll take ECU. What are you doing here, buddy?
I'll go ECU in a tight one as well. But I'll be rooting for Army that night we go there.
Yeah. And we need to think about this, why haven't we we beat Navy at Navy like in late November a couple years ago on like a 50-yard game-winning field goal. Other than that, I feel like we have like 15 years of losing to Navy and one game against Army.
That's a great Thursday night game.
It is.
Army ECU. So yeah, if you're in the area, September the 25th, we'll pick Dundee and moneyline.
Yes, we will be Dowdy. We're getting rowdy at the Dowdy. All right, let's go. And then after that, they there we go. I can't wait for this.
Oh, they're gonna kill.
Hold on, I just wanna bring this up. Let me UAB football schedule. just to let you know,
they actually have a bye before this, so Dilfer does get an extra time to prepare, and he will not be ready still.
Well, Trent Dilfer was notorious, and I appreciated what he said about these quarterbacks to a certain extent, but I thought he took it a little too far. This is what he said in the past, 16 months.
Modern day game does not impress me. It's super easy when you don't get hit as a quarterback, and when you can't reroute receivers, and when you can't hit guys across the middle. I love Tom Brady. I love Aaron Rodgers. I love these guys. It's not impressive. What's impressive is what they did.
Like when he started to name names, I was like, yeah, maybe. he's acting like those guys didn't play in his era.
Brady won the Super Bowl the next year.
well, also, like Brady played in his era.
I know Brady won the Super Bowl the exact next year.
From what?
After the Ravens won it.
But look, I get what the point he's trying to make, and I do agree there's some validity to it. But when he starts to name drop, I was like, what is he doing? Like, first off, naming young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Those two guys played like 20 years ago, right? Well, he says the modern game does not impress him. Well, the old school game of option football impresses me. And when I see a 31-6 ass whooping his first year, when Navy took down UAB, and then this past year, Navy won 41-18, and Army won 44-10. So the old game does impress me when they play UAB. This could be a bloodbath. They're not going to learn this. All right, this would be another ass whooping.
No, it's good. They're going to kill them.
Yeah, 3-2. This might be the game gets them fired.
38-10.
Yeah,
hey, choke them out, Army style.
Yeah. Then the Clits come to West Point. I am intrigued by this matchup a little bit. Charlotte is coached by Tim Albin. If you do not know who Tim Albin is, he was the head coach at Ohio last year, won the MAC. But if you also know Tim Albin, he was on the Nebraska staffs that last ran the option. So I am a little bit fascinated by this one. And Parker Navarro, Ohio's quarterback last year under Tim Albin, did run for like 100 bajillion yards. It was a triple option, but I have a feeling that he will have a pretty good idea of how to defend it. Just from his time at Nebraska under Craig Bowl and company. I'll take Army, but I actually think this is one of the more dangerous games on the schedule. That if you're just looking at the wins, it's auto win. I think this is way more challenging than UAB or just because of his background. His background is running. He was a part of an option team for a long time. What are you doing here?
I mean, I love Albin, but it is year one, so I'll go Army. What are we at? 4-2 now?
4-2.
Yep.
4-2, and then a trip down to New Orleans with revenge on the mind. And unfortunately, I think they're going to get that revenge. Tulane, I got getting Army, so 4-3 now.
Yeah, tough spot down there, and they lost.
Awesome game though.
Yeah, lost to Tulane last time they went down there, so I'll go 4-3.
Then after that, they catch a bye week. Awesome uniforms. Come out of the bye week. Oh boy, and a trip to Colorado Springs to take on Troy Calhoun and the Air Force Falcons. I already did the Air Force preview. You weren't on it, Mac, but I took Air Force here because I'm kind of that. You know, my guest Rick Baum, who was a beat guy for Air Force for a while there. He has been on the show 7 years and he's never once got the Air Force win total. And he's called for unders twice, right?
Yeah, he did last year and he was on it.
And he's pretty confident on the over this year. And when I talked to Troy Calhoun, we interviewed Troy Calhoun on the show. Go listen to that. But he's very confident with his offense and defensive line. I will take Air Force to win this game. They got to figure out the quarterback spot, much like Army does. But the home edge is all the difference. 17-14 in a classic. What are you doing here?
Now I will say beware because Army 2 years ago was 2-6 going out to Air Force. And Air Force was really good. They were ranked in the top 25 and Army just beat the shit out of them.
No, I remember that game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Air Force will win. I think Air Force is better, unfortunately, this year. But yeah, so.
Oh, I mean, one play is all the difference in these games. Like, I know you're talking about that blowout, but a lot of these games are like 17-14, 16-13. So one fumble, one strip sack, one play action pass, you forgot the guy, releases late and you miss him. That is all the difference. One fucking play in these games. So, after that, Army welcomes in Casey Keeler and Temple. I'll take Army to win, but I'm still a little nervous.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a game, dude. But give me Army.
Yeah, I'm going to go 5-4 here. I like him back at home. I'll take him off the bounce back game off Air Force.
So we're seeing eye to eye here, I feel like. Another bye week. And then coming out of the bye week, the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes and Trey Lamb, who I do like to hire. This is a far, far trip. This is where we load up, by the way.
Yeah.
This is like Tulsa. Where the fuck are we? We're the Hudson River.
Mikey.
What?
Mikey.
Yeah. So that's bowl eligibility, right?
Yep. 6-4. Back in another bowl with Monken.
And then they head down to San Antonio to this filthy Alamo Dome. UTSA needs to get the stadium on campus already. I got UTSA winning this though, but I will say this: Army has whooped their ass historically.
Army's gonna go in there and shock them,
dude. Historically, I think Army is 6 or 7-1 against UTSA,
yeah. And they've had success in that stupid ass dome. Army pulls a Friday night upset.
I love it. I love it. I hope you're right.
UTSA shit out of here. Let's go 7-4.
Your goddamn David Robinson rolled down socks playing in the filthy basketball arena. I'll tell you, I'm high on UTSA this year. They can't afford to lose this because to me, like I have them playing in the AAC Championship.
Exactly why Army's going to go in there and beat them.
I do love that. I'll be rooting for Army all day, but I am taking UTSA. So I got them at 6-5, and then the best rivalry of them all.
Oh yeah.
This is the game we should go to. What is it? The M&T Bank.
It's at the Ravens Stadium.
Yeah, M&T Bank. I think they're calling it now. Army, Navy, revenge. Navy. This is the worst part about this, man. We love Navy this year. Go listen to our Navy episode.
Navy's going 10-2 or 11-1.
But they're losing this fucking game, dude. I feel decent about this, man. I was on. Look, dude, I had my fucking pulse on Army last year. I knew they were going to beat Tulane. We took it on the money line. And then I knew because that was the AAC Championship, I said, Navy's sitting there watching this shit. Navy is going to beat them. And now I think that the tides turn. Now, I know Navy brings back more. So you're saying, man, and it's in Baltimore. That'll be a little bit of a pro-Navy crowd. I think Army will get them. By this point in the season, Army will have figured out this offense. And this is going to be a field goal game, man.
Navy is going to win the AAC. Navy may even make the college football playoff. They'll already have it wrapped up. And then Army's going to come in here and punch them right in the fucking mouth. Go Army, beat Navy, 8-4. Let's go. Army, and it's a successful year for Army. Yeah, Navy might go to the playoff and all that cute stuff, but Army gets the last laugh, baby. Beat Navy.
Let's go. All over this, man. Fantastic stuff, man. Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're going to get them. Can't wait to watch that game. Don't you ever put that game on fucking week 0.
Especially now that both of them are like good.
Like you can convince me to move it to Thanksgiving. Because they've played in late November for a lot of the years.
Yeah.
If you want me to but to move it to August?
No.
Very offensive. Very fucking offensive. Why don't we play Michigan, Ohio State, and Japan next year too? I mean, what the fuck are we doing?
Play Alabama, Auburn, and Africa while you're
at it. Ghana. I heard Ghana's got a nice stadium for the Iron Bowl.
Yeah. play the backyard brawl in Baghdad.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous. What are we doing here?
God, these people are idiots.
Oh, look, I've always said this, and I hope someone's listening to this show that I'm comfortable with Army and Navy where it's at. I think let's just keep it there. But if you're gonna force me to move it, it would be Thanksgiving. But I've always said on this very show that the Air Force Army game and the Air Force Navy game, in my opinion, they should play them one on Veterans Day, the other on Thanksgiving. If we're not going to move this to Thanksgiving, can you imagine every Veterans Day if we get Air Force and Army, Air Force and Navy rotating? You rotate it. And what is that? Veterans Day is what day is that? Like the
November
11th?
like 11th.
Yeah, 11th, I think. Then 2 weeks later on Thanksgiving, you play the other team. So like Air Force plays. So hypothetically, if Air Force plays Navy this year on Veterans Day, that means on Thanksgiving we get Air Force and Army. How great would that fucking be? Instead of watching bullshit Detroit Lion football, you wake up and at noon we honor our fucking veterans and our and our service academies. You know what I mean? Like, so come on. I make too much sense sometimes, right? Folks, that's our show. The win total is 7.5. So unfortunately I am on the under. You're on the over at 8-4. I'm at 7-5. I think it's smarter to take plus 1100 to win the AAC than it is to take the over. I will make my point right here. Kansas State's a loss, we think. Air Force is a loss, we think. And by the way, I forgot to put the road games here.
Yeah, that's 2 non-con losses.
Yes. So just take. ECU's had problems with the option.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they could win at Tulane again. I mean,
I don't know about that. I think that's the loss, but that's only one loss in conference if they get UT. I think it's more likely they beat UTSA than they do Tulane.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, those Southern boys don't like guarding that triple option.
They pay $1.5 million to not guard it.
I know.
All right.
You don't like that triple option shit.
I think that's your better bet because I think it's going to be dicey for 7.5 wins. I think you play. And honestly, like you could be looking at a scenario where a 3-loss team gets in the AAC championship.
Yeah. And then just play the money line against Navy, whatever it is.
Yeah. 100%. I
can't wait to bet them on the money line against Navy. Revenge, baby.
Let's go. We're Max on the over. I'm on the under, but I am buying some of that plus 1100 to win the AAC. Let's go, Jeff Monken. Folks, that is our show. We will be back in about 20 minutes with the New Mexico Lobos. And if you're wondering about the Illinois preview that was supposed to be after that, that is going to be pushed to tomorrow at noon. But New Mexico Lobos in about 20 to 30 minutes here on the College Football Experience. We're breaking down all 136 teams. Subscribe, tell a friend, give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Enjoy the slideshow honoring the history of Army football on the way out. Let's go, Black Knights. Let's win the whole fucking thing. This is the College Football Experience, Army Black Knight style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 170. Messages 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks, largely because leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged, your board stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't just for working the night shift.
I'm taking a piss right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team and the turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pair of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the hair. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause it's easy goal and moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Conspiracy theories, gotta love them clearly. Nothing's more entertaining than entertaining a query. Just the words of the wise and the weary. Recognize the authors of reality and theory. Theoretically, I could have won Scribble Jam. In reality, I lost to a legend. Theoretically, I'm best friends with Uncle Sam. In reality, I've never even met him. Now, one day my potential may become reputation. Until then, I'm still a work in progress. I suggest you question what I'm saying. If anything, to become familiar with the process. My agenda may suit your needs. When I say your bill of rights has been ripped to shreds, but if it defends what you believe, hold dear to your truths and scream fuck seeds. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself.